Hey everybody, Kyle Goat here from GoatFilmReviews.com and the Goat Film Reviews YouTube channel, and I currently have my first reaction to the new film Jurassic World Dominion. This is the 6th film in the Jurassic saga, as some are calling it, the 3rd film in this specific trilogy, and it's supposed to kind of cap off this series, which, you know, it's probably going to make $1 billion, so we'll see a number 7, I'm sure, on the way eventually. So let's be honest here. This movie has a very low Rotten Tomatoes score, so I wasn't really sure what to expect when going in to see it. And I thought it was okay, because here's the thing. I was a huge fan of Fallen Kingdom. I think Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom is probably the best film since the original, because it continues asking the ethical questions. It continues positing these strange occurrences. I think it's 2 different movies, Fallen Kingdom is, and both movies I was entertained by, and I thought they were both stand apart from the original instead of just redoing the same story again. But here's the thing. Fallen Kingdom has a very interesting finale twist, I guess. The film closes on this idea that now there are dinosaurs on our plane with us. And I wasn't really keen on how they did that reveal, but I was like, wow, this is going to be great for where the next film takes us. And the thing that's weird is that parts of Jurassic World Dominion feel like they're a follow-up to Fallen Kingdom. Parts of them feel like they're a follow-up to, like, the original Jurassic Park films, and then parts of it feel like they're a follow-up to a non-existent 6th film, like as if this was like the 7th film, because they kind of just in a 5-minute scene just kind of be like, oh yeah, dinosaurs are on, you know, our planet again. They're in the wild with us, and start the movie. I thought the movie would be about that reveal, about that change, because that is a major change in seeing how, like, where the Fallen Kingdom sets us up for this film feels like it's a more interesting dynamic than what we got with the actual movie, because we get 2 different running plot lines in here. There's Owen and Claire basically searching for their missing surrogate child, or I guess adopted child. Sorry, their missing adopted child. And then you get Alan Grant and Ellie Sattler, who are trying to solve this locust issue. And they're both entertaining enough, but like, it feels like the dinosaurs took a complete backseat to this movie, and that's the most captivating part of where Fallen Kingdom left, is now we have to figure out what this means. Wow. This is huge, but it doesn't end up being all that huge in the finished product, and I think that's kind of disappointing. When the dinosaur action is there, it's great, it's compelling, but so much of the movie felt like they were trying to get us into an enclosed space, because the last like 30 to 45, maybe an hour of the film kind of feels like, well, we're in an enclosed space now, away from the general population, so then we're just kind of on an island again, just in America, instead of, you know, like an island off in the South Pacific. It kind of felt like they were just trying to get us back to an enclosed area, because the whole last hour of the movie is kind of separate from this idea of the dinosaurs running amok. So that's the frustrating thing about it, is it kind of just retreads it. And someone pointed out something very interesting on Twitter, and I was like unsure how to feel about it, but someone said there's so many weird parallels between Jurassic World Dominion and Rise of Skywalker, and I didn't know what to think of it when I first heard that, but having seen the film, yeah, there's like even just story beats, how certain characters are utilized, certain legacy characters versus the original ones, specific story beats, twists and turns, and just the overall execution of the plot, where it's like, it almost feels like, going back to Rise of Skywalker, Palpatine returns. We're not going to explain how it happened, but it just happened. And now the movie's about stopping it. We're not going to explore the ramifications of Palpatine being back. We're just going to, he's back. That's just the story now. Dominion kind of feels like that too, where they're like, dinosaurs are out and about. Here's the setup. Here's our new players that we're moving around with. Here's the returning people original. And we're just going to do this other story over here. And it kind of takes on this James Bond-esque spy vibe, which I don't inherently hate the idea of. But again, we lose a lot of the dinosaurs, which is kind of the bread and butter. Just like, that's what people go to see the movies. Like, it's like when the Godzilla movies sidelined Godzilla, like when that 2014 film came out, and you were like, that's why I came to see the Godzilla fighting the monsters, or at least some monsters fighting each other. You go to the Jurassic World for some interesting action sequences set in there, and there is some good stuff in here, but it's a 2.5-hour movie that could have been 2 hours, focused on 2 plot lines that are less interesting than the plot line that we were teased with at the end of Fallen Kingdom. And I feel like at least Jeff Goldblum feels like a glorified cameo in the film. Laura Dern and Sam Neill, they're given enough to do by the end of it where you're like, okay, that's good. And the film doesn't get overly nostalgia heavy on like callbacks and references, but it does also have another thing going against it, which is some of the comedy bits in it just doesn't land. It's so weird that this film has so many parallels with Rise of Skywalker, because I mean, that's the movie that Colin Trevorrow got let go of when he had written Duel of the Fates or Dawn of the Fates, whatever it was called. He got removed from episode 9. The script got rechanged and a bunch of things got cycled back out. Dominion's not very much like his Star Wars movie, but it's like the Star Wars movie that he got fired so Disney could make. Very, very odd, but overall, I thought the movie was fine. I'm not going to say I liked it. I'm not going to say I didn't like it. It was okay. I think if you saw Fallen Kingdom and you liked the ideas that were presented there, there's some of that moving forward in this film. There's some interesting callbacks, some new characters, some returning characters, I think, recast, that were interesting. And I think they do embrace a lot of elements of what Michael Crichton would write about. But they also miss some of the points that he was trying to get with Jurassic Park in trying to be like Michael Crichton's stuff in a different way. So it's kind of like a roundabout way of saying, I thought the movie was okay. You may like it, you may hate it. Some people are. It seems like that's kind of the way it is. I don't know if many people are just on the fence about me, where it's like, yeah, it's okay. You know, I didn't dislike it, but it's definitely, I think I would go as far as to say, the weakest film in the 6 so far. But what do you think? Let me know your comments down below, what you thought about Jurassic World Dominion. Please comment down below with your thoughts on the film, and give me your Jurassic Park rankings, all 6 films. Let me know what you thought about it in that respect as well. And while you're down there, please consider liking and subscribing. There are 2 free things that you can do that help support the channel and make sure that you never miss a new episode of the show as it comes out. You can find goatfilmreviews.com for my many reviews. You can find Goat Film Reviews on Facebook. You can find me personally at Almighty Goatman on Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd. And check out my show, Kyle and Nick on Film, with new episodes Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. We've got new episodes of that show. Nick Polachuk from the St. Paul Filmcast joins me every single episode for a breakdown of a specific movie from our past. Join me over there for that, and we'll see you next time.